Hello, my name is Daniel. Welcome to the channel, or if you're returning, welcome back. So we have started the 100 book challenge, or the Read What You Own challenge. I have decided I was only going to read 100 books before I buy anything new. This is an event that's going around all around BookTube. You'll see it everywhere. It was originally created by Ollie at Criminali, and now it's caught on like wildfire because we have a tendency to collect things that we just don't have time to read before we collect more things, and then they stack, like behind me. So I wasn't sure I was going to do the challenge. I was on the fence. Like, I could easily do 100 books or more of things I haven't read in my own collection, which is a crime to some of you. It's just like, I think it's all just based around FOMO. Like, oh, I know I want to read that one day, and then you fear of missing out, like not finding it again. I get this way, not really with new releases. I feel like you can probably grab something that, is newly released later down the line. But with old vintage classics, that's not always the case, unless you have a really good source. So I was on the fence. I really wanted to pick up, like, Conan books, and I didn't know if I were to, like, embark on this journey, if I would have a chance to pick up, like, the Elsbreg de Camp and Lynn Carter treatments on Conan. So I was, feeling a little wishy-washy. And then a local comic shop received a donation. It must have been one person's collection. I don't know if they passed away or whatnot, but he had just tons of pulp, and a lot of that was also Conan. So this was like maybe a few days before the challenge was supposed to start. I'm like, okay, well, if I load up on Conan, which is what I wanted more of ever since doing Sumerian September, which was an event created by Michael K. Vaughan, where we read the works of Robert E. Howard, the Conan works. It sort of got me on my own train of reading pastiche Conan afterwards. And so, like, well, if I have these, then I can safely just go ahead and do this challenge. A lot of people have been doing, like, book hauls before knowingly going onto the challenge. That's cool. I didn't plan on doing that, but I did end up picking up like 40 books here. So I just want to share them with you, but I do feel the need to slow down. So what a great time for the challenge to begin. I just want to show you, though, what I grabbed. You won't be seeing, hopefully, if I continue doing this journey correctly, you won't be seeing any book hauls in the near future on the channel. These are pretty quick reads, so actually it'll probably help me a lot in getting through the bulk of the Read What You Own challenge. But I just want to show you some things. This one, alright, so I mentioned before, like, I have a hard time accidentally grabbing duplicates. I accidentally grabbed duplicates on the same run. So the first thing I want to show you is Conan the Usurper, and I have it both in the Lancer and Ace edition, and I think I'm leaning more towards keeping the Ace edition. Right there you see it is book number 8 in the 12-volume series of books originally put out by Elsbreg de Camp and Lynn Carter, where they sort of modified the Conan series. On the Lancer, it appears that, I don't know if you can see it, but it is volume 4, even though they put a 3 on the side. I don't really know what it's about. Like, these books are identical on the inside, like page number and layout, everything is identical. I like the look of this more, but I think that numbering system might confuse me later in my dotage, so I will probably keep this one. This one matches my copy of Conan of the Isles anyway, but this is the only book in the series of 12 that I was able to find, but we have a lot of extra Conan, so I don't know where I'm going to put these. So I also got Conan the Liberator. This is also by Elsbreg de Camp and Lynn Carter. They started numbering it, I think, according to match into those volumes, though this is considered separate. It's not focusing. But this is volume 14 now. though it's not really in the same line as far as I'm concerned. But we also have Conan the Rebel, same story. This one they label Volume 17. This is by Poul Anderson. So he's another prolific science fiction writer during the time. But I'm not going to read the synopses of these, though I just noticed that this one has Bela in it, who is like his pirate queen, who has a tragic end in the story where she's introduced. But I think her story's been like sort of expanded on in the comics, and they made like the lead up to her death actually mean a lot more. So I want to see more Bela anyway, so that's pretty cool. But I can't, we'll be here all day if I just do a synopsis, so I'm just going to show you what I got. This is Conan and the Spider God by Elsbrag de Camp. Get a little bit of glare over there. I'm gonna go address that and I'll be right back, but magically this will be cut. I think that'll be better. Alright, I'm back. This one is interesting. It's Conan the Flame Knife. And what I like about this one, it's a shorter story, but it's full of illustrations all throughout. So, gives you something to look at. It's a bit of a shorter book, though. But I like it a lot. Ooh. A little saucy. So that's Conan the Flame Knife. Also, on the illustrated editions, this is Conan the Treasure of Tranikos. And this is also full of illustrations. I can't show that one. So there might not be safe for work illustrations, so these will be read at home. Here's someone's head has been ripped off and put on a tree. Also, this is an adaptation of Conan the Destroyer. This is by Robert Jordan. And no illustrations there, but I think what I've heard in the grapevine is that's a little bit better than the actual movie itself. And then going on to the Tor line for Conan, we have Conan the Raider. And Conan the Defiant. Conan the Hero. Conan the Valiant. Conan the Warlord. Almost done with Conan. Conan of the Red Brotherhood, who is like the pirate. The pirate, I don't want to say guild, but that's not the right word, but like the Association of Pirates is the Red Brotherhood, if I remember correctly. And then Conan the Defender, and this is like a trade paperback size, so that's kind of cool. So it won't stack nicely with my other ones, and that will probably annoy me. So those are the Conan books I got. I'm set for Conan. I can do the 100-book challenge with no fear. Got plenty of Conan to read. And I have other sword and sorcery as well. But they also got a bunch of Star Trek books. And I could have easily tripled my collection size. And like these books were practically given to me. Like they cost $1 or less in many cases. So it's not money that's really my problem with books. Like I don't buy, like, you know, you spend $40 where I go, you get 40 or close to 40 books. You go to Barnes & Noble, you get 2. But so money is not really my issue for book collecting. It's definitely space and time. Like if I'm gonna, like, you know, pick these up, I need to like respect the book and read it. So anyway, I wanted to fill out, and I could have gotten a lot more of the Bantam books, but I wanted to fill out the numbered series that I don't own physically. So I got Star Trek 4 by James Blish, Star Trek 7 by James Blish, and Star Trek 9 by James Blish. And I didn't really remember what I actually own for the the Bantam line, but I knew I didn't have Spock Messiah, so I went ahead and picked that up. Had I come more prepared to the shop, I could have easily grabbed all of the Bantam books I didn't own. But, you know, it's not really worth like another trip to go there. And now I can't, because we're into the challenge now. So this is good. This is plenty. Like, there was another small miniseries of Star Trek books that I saw there, and I don't know if it's the cover that grabbed me or just the concept, but I got the Star Trek New Earth books. This is Wagon Train to the Stars. This takes place after the motion picture, after the events with V'ger, and before the events of Star Trek II. After saving Earth from the threat of V'ger, James T. Kirk is again called to the final frontier. His new mission, to lead a valiant group of settlers to a distant world, to defend the struggling colony from alien threats, and to explore the diverse mysteries and dangers of this strange new Earth. So this is just like Star Trek meets Oregon Trail. You know, colonialism has a bit of a negative connotation. I don't know if there are inhabitants of this M-class planet that they've found, but there's still something about those kind of stories that just, like, excite me. Problematic, maybe, but I don't care. So this is Star Trek. It's hurting no one. So I got this, book 1. Book 2 is Bella Terra. Book 3 is Rough Trails. And I think they knocked it out of the park with these covers. They do it for me. Book 4, The Flaming Arrow. Book 5, Thin Air. And Book 6, Challenger. And it looks like they have a new ship to defend them. I don't know much beyond the premise of these, but I like Star Trek when it has some continuity to it. I know it's not for everyone. I really want to check out the post Star Trek Next Generation Nemesis novels for that reason. Like they started blending the series into this interlocked group of stories. Yes, you probably do have to follow them in order, which kind of makes homework for you if you just want to pick up one book. But it's still, like, I like it if you are willing to, like, jump in and just follow the order of books as they're written. It can be a lot of fun and rewarding because, like, you get callbacks to things. If you just are into Star Trek for, like, you know, one story for one book and then, like the old episodes, like, that's it. You can just pick up wherever you want to go. Then you generally have to stick with the original series cast, which is great. And most of the books I actually own are that for that reason. I think that they make good novels in and of themselves, and you can just sort of explore as opposed to being, like, stuck on a linear path. But we are not done, good folks, because they also had tons of pulp. And they're all Bantam pulp. I was very sad because I was talking to the owner, and he said that he had Shadow books. I have a real affinity for him. I think one Halloween I want to be him because I have the nose for it. And the beady eyes. They're not blue, as, like, a lot of the illustrations. But beyond that, like, I think I have the facial structure to be the Shadow. So they didn't have that. Someone snapped that up, and that's one thing I've been trying to get a hold of, but no opportunities have arisen for me for that. But I did get his cousin, Doc Savage. I got a bunch of Doc Savage novels. Doc Savage is, like, kind of the proto-Superman, Batman type of character, probably closer to Superman, where he's just, like, super smart, super strong, an amazing bronze tan, but I'm not going to read the backs of all of these, but I got, wow, they made a lot of them. This is book 41 of the Doc Savage series. This is Merchants of Disaster. And I have book 45, The Men Who Smiled No More. And this one I will read the back of. The reign of the big brain is started with senseless terror. Then it spread all over New York, Men were becoming robot-like automatons without emotions. The Man of Bronze went into action. That's our hero. But even Doc Savage was stricken helpless before he saw the terrifying menace of the Death's Head Grin. It's just pulp. It's good. Good, clean fun. The Feathered Octopus. That is book 48. And I did not grab and clean them out of all of the Doc Savage books. I thought that would be kind of rude, but there were a lot there. And a lot of like the omnibuses where it's like 3 or 4 books in one. I just went with these because I like the designs of them. This is Haunted Ocean. The Mental Wizard. He could stop the world! Ooh, and that's number 54, 53, and 51, if you care. This is 56, The Giggling Ghosts. Fear of ghosts and a deadly giggling gas become a terrifying reality to millions of people threatened by the SRGV. The Man of Bronze faces a supreme test as he pits might against the forces of evil. So it's kind of like the Joker gas. The Giggling Ghosts. This is 58, The Munitions Master. What's nice about these is like anything is on the table for this old style pulp. You mad scientists, anything goes. The Yellow Cloud. The Navy's new ultra-secret superweapon vanished from the skies. Pilot and plane eaten up by yellow cloud a quarter of a mile long. The country's military safety hung in the balance until the Man of Bronze uncovered the deadliest spy apparatus ever. I still don't know what this book is about, but it's number 59. Number 60 is The Manji. Number 61, The Living Fire Menace. Number 63, The Submarine Mystery. It might be a hoax, and it might not be. Blood has been spilled. People are dead. The Man of Bronze ably confronts a dangerous crackpot scheme that has a baffled world wondering what will happen next. Someone got paid to write that description. Again, I don't know what this is about, but blood has been spilled, and it is number 63. Number 84, so we're skipping ahead a few generations, and yet it looks like someone chewed on this one. This is The Mountain Monster. Terror strikes! The monster came without warning. It came as Indian legend had said it would come, in the night, and while a storm raged, it brought terror and horror to a peaceful Arcadia Valley. It transformed an Alaskan paradise into a panic-stricken, fear-blanched hell. Only one man could stop it. The Man of Bronze! Terror strikes. And lastly, number 86, The Angry Ghost. I think there was a ghost previously. Was it a giggling ghost? Yeah, they were giggling, now they're angry. The mysterious menace came out of nowhere to strike along the Atlantic coast. In its wake, buildings, planes, and bridges crumbled. The government was worried. Soon there would be a widespread panic. The Man of Bronze leaped into action to unmask the villain and expose his cunning treachery. Well, we know it worked out then. So that's The Angry Ghost. And I think that's everything. So that is my haul. Really, once I saw the Doc Savage books, I had to snap them up. So, again, wasn't really in anticipation of this event, but I'm definitely glad that it happened now, and I didn't have to use my Rumspringa wild card to save myself from myself while the event just starts. So I'm going to probably try to stay offline to see any sort of deals that I would normally be like just idly looking for. This will keep me good for a while, and I just need to, better myself. I think I might go to the Little Free Library in the near future because I have a few books I want to unhaul. So that'll be my first temptation. Now, I did say in my 100 book challenge rules video that I am allowed to take free books, but if I do, I have to replace them with something in the collection, and I am not counting the books I am planning on donating. So those are the books I've hauled. I'm excited to have them, and they are a good send-off for me to start this challenge. So hope you're having a good one. I will talk to you later. Bye.